Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again here for joining us on a beautiful Saturday night. Actually, it's Friday night, but thank you for joining us here as we get on our pregame.
I almost missed the record button there.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It's okay.
Let's make sure we're recording. We don't want to reset this later on.
We're recording.
Here's the thing. I realized that if you don't have the mics match the lips, the views are off completely. It has to be perfect.
It does annoy me when I see things like that.
Yeah, hold on here. I'm going to change my seat a little bit so you guys talk while I fix this seat. But this week we're back up to in the hundreds. Last week we literally didn't get out of the 30s.
Nice.
Well, we also had one mic and sharing mics and
looking good.
All kind of weird things like that going on last week.
But we did have a ton of views last week. Also because of Chris's awesome clip today. Ladies and gentlemen, check it out. Right over here. I didn't do this last week. I promise I'm going to try to do it this week. But click this for the clip of the week right here. Or not the clip, the short of the week. I wish I had more things
What's the difference between a clip and a short?
So clip, this is
great question, Pat. Great question.
This is the most asinine thing about. So again, not that we're ever going to get close to being monetized, but we're on a better path now than because we only actually need 500 subscribers now, and we're at 500 or 55.
I'll say we're at 500.
Yeah, baby, all those burners accounts.
Only 400.
But we need 4 million views of shorts, and I was like, what is a short? You can't do a short. You have to have the YouTube app to make a short.
So at least you got a new phone now.
Yeah, so it works. But it's a silly.
At least for the next 2 years until Pierre has to start deleting apps again.
Oh, dude, I'm already getting nervous. Like I'm like, should I add apps? Should I not add apps? I have no idea.
How much did you get the maximum space on that thing?
1,000%. I spent all the money on this. I don't want to think about this ever again.
Another 10 years for a new phone.
So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again here for joining me on a beautiful Friday night because tomorrow we have our first draft of the year, fantasy football draft, if you know what I mean. I got Chris here on the ones and the twos, hitting them beautiful vibes.
Trying to.
And we got Pat Lynch back from the grave, looking good. He was white as a ghost, baby. Joe.
I was here last week.
Where's Joe at again? This guy. He's got a real job or something?
We gotta put his picture on the milk carton.
Like this guy.
We need to get like a thing like John Jacob, like a little stick we can come here. Facing a stick.
That dude,
get a fat-headed Joe?
Yeah.
When we make it in the podcasting world, this mother is gonna want his fair share, and we're gonna have to count how many days he's missed.
We're gonna prorate him. Gonna give a prorated share.
He's not getting all the money. So on that beautiful note, how are we doing, boys? How's the week so far?
It's been good. Busy, but good.
You know what's nice? Having all mics that work now. That's always nice.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, yeah.
And it's not the mics, it's the mic cords, which is weird. I would love to know why those broke. Chris, how do you like the headphones? They look good.
They're nice. It sounds like everybody's coming in real clear. So
do they come in different colors? Can we all have we all have a different color?
Could definitely have different colors. I think there's actually only 3 colors. So, and with Joe here, it doesn't really matter. I guess the other thing is that cord might be
magic marker his black.
The problem is we might need to get a cord extender for you.
Would the same cord extender work for the other one?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I just there's an extra one in the box behind Peter, but I didn't pull it out.
So it looks good. So I like the. You know what I'm getting nervous about? So in Chicago this week, ladies and gentlemen, we had 2 days of 98 and 1 day of 100 and something, and boys, was it hot! It was.
Oh yeah, it was.
The biggest realization was I walked it this morning and it was like 75, and I'm like, man, it's kind of cold out here.
You know what's crazy? So me and Chris worked late. We worked till 10:15 last night, and we're driving home last night. And I'm not even kidding you. We got in the car. It was probably 90 degrees. By the time we got home, which is only a half an hour drive, it would drop 15, 20 degrees. Yeah. And you're rolling up the windows. You're looking for a jacket at that point. It's like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I mean, last day when I went outside, my glasses fogged up every time I went from the air conditioning to the outside.
Oh yeah. So I'll give you a funny story about I don't know how people did this. I don't know how people live in Arizona. This is pretty ridiculous to me how miserable it is.
It's a dry heat down there.
That's it. You know what's funny? The golf guy told me that today. He's like, one of these kids, he was out there playing one of these really nice golf resorts, and it was like 115. He's like, didn't feel like 115. Outside right now, I feel terrible. And then it's like, the humidity does play a pretty bad part into it, I guess, like a pretty miserable part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I was in Vegas once and it was like 105, and it didn't feel that bad. I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't like, oh my god, the death that was on Thursday here.
So on Wednesday, Wednesdays is kind of my rough day for me because I get no treats. I'm a Bert Kreischer type of guy. And on Mondays we have after our workout we get an energy drink. Tuesday we get a liquid IV energy after the workout. Wednesday, it's like clean living. Got to wait for that first cup of Joe 2 hours later. So, and then there's nothing at night. So it sucks. Wednesday's a really terrible day for me.
Nothing else, and you don't eat at night.
No. That's a 24-hour fast. So I don't eat until 7:30. Usually, it's terrible. It's such a long day. And then Thursday we do an energy drink and we do Starbucks in the afternoon. Friday in the morning we do Dunkin'. So like, there's always kind of like something to look forward to. Thursdays is an amazing day. Wednesday. So Wednesday, I'm driving my uncle to work, and he's like, "Hey, I need to get something to eat. What do you think about McDonald's or Panera?" And I'm like, "Dude, whatever you want, I'll go. No big deal. I'm not gonna eat any either."
Does Panera have breakfast?
Bagels.
Okay.
A man loves a sesame bagel.
Nothing wrong
So
with that?
no, not at all. But a little, it's not a blueberry strawberry cream cheese type of day.
Yeah, that's a good day.
That's an inside joke right there, ladies and gentlemen. This man right here, ladies. This man. I know he doesn't look like he could drop down to blueberry and strawberry cream cheese bagels, but before he didn't even tell us about this. We would drop him after a long night of drinking. He would walk over like half a block when it was safer to walk at night to Dunkin' Donuts and get a blueberry bagel with strawberry cream cheese.
Yeah, not even like half mile. It was
No,
short,
sorry,
yeah,
like
it was
not even like
quarter
half
of
a block.
mile.
Half a block. And we never found that out until his mom told us about it, which is insane. But okay, back to my story.
They deliver them at 2 a.m. So when we get rolling in at 3:45, as fresh as they're going to be.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm sure. Yeah, you know this already, but we used to work at a bagel store, and we right out of the oven. Oh my God, that cheddar herb right out of the oven. You die happy, man.
I mean, any bagel.
Yeah,
Back in the
sure.
day, they used to actually make the donuts and bagels at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep.
And they tore it down and put the new one. It's like, oh,
Yeah, no.
not the same.
It's crazy when you look at old school. Do you know Dunkin' Donuts used to be a diner place? Like
You used to get the stool. You get the little stool at the countertop. You get your coffee. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? Insane.
The Yankee Clipper is a dipper, a dunker.
Mm-hmm. I'm a dunker.
So DiMaggio, right?
Yep. So
According to Kramer,
according to
he's a
Kramer.
dunker.
It's a dunker.
So Wednesday, my uncle. So great. I'm like, great. He's gonna buy me a cup of Joe. He's like, where do you want it from, Dunkin' or McDonald's? I like McDonald's coffee, and you get a big size, pretty cheap, good cup of coffee.
Do they do iced coffee too, or just the hot?
Oh yeah, but
They have gourmet coffee.
Yeah, they do the ice stuff, but when they literally.
I know that was a big deal for them making that menu, trying to cut into that coffee game.
Yeah, but they dump truck sugar. You know what's crazy? Not a lot of people go to McDonald's for their coffee. Their coffee is tremendous.
Well, probably they do because a lot of people eat breakfast there. I think.
Yeah, you're right. The regular coffee, but the fancy stuff, I don't think a lot of people do.
Okay.
But because it's like, I'm telling you, they dump truck sugar and milk into that stuff, and
Well, I mean, it's like when people order can I get a coffee with 14 sugars and 10
they know.
creams?
Yeah, they know their audience. That's true.
Do you want?
Well, that's like the same thing
Do
with
you put
like
the
their
coffee in
sweet.
there for color or what?
They're like their sweet tea that they used to have. It was like people use just like pouring sugar
Oh,
in
it
the
was.
machine.
Yeah.
I used to have one. I was like, oh god damn.
Yeah,
so
we'll
sugar.
go. So this continue. So I was like, hey, what do you want? He's like, he wanted to feel a little healthier. Go Panera. So I'm like, and I like their hazelnut brewed coffee. It's tremendous.
Peter's tried them all.
Tried them all. Listen, it's simply the best. I'm not a Starbucks guy really. Like, I'll be honest, that's the only coffee I don't tremendously love.
Peter doesn't like the Citgo gas either.
Oh no, gas station, 7-Eleven, those can all suck something off. Like, forget it. No, thank you.
Yeah, I think I like Starbucks. Like, I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I'll do like a blonde Americano there when I'm hungover, or I'll do the iced teas or like refresher things there.
Yeah. So we go to Panera. This is the first step of my day. And I'm super excited. I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. I love a good hazelnut. Big sign right in front. Sorry, coffee machine is down.
Oh.
We're working on it. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me.
You can go to another one driving distance.
Not Panera, no.
Oh damn.
So I'm like,
So did you call an audible? Go to the
Yes.
go Mickey D's.
no, we stayed
No,
there.
we stayed there.
Yeah, McDonald's already gone.
Oh, I should have called the audible.
I get the Energizer lemonade bullshit, like which you can have 3 sips with without grabbing a cavity. So I only had like 3 sips of that. We also got behind the lady who ordered everything. I think she literally had to have gotten one of everything. We were there for 15 minutes sitting in line. Also, my air conditioning not the greatest in the car. It's 97 degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
not fun.
Walk into the office, I'm already kind of teeved. Get in there. I mean, and the floor is wet and sticky. It's hotter than balls.
And this is not normal for Peter's office. Peter's office is
it's
normally cold.
Nice and cold. And I was looking forward to that actually because my car was way too hot. So I get in there. I'm like, this is weird. It's a little stiff. It's still stiff in here. It's a little. I feel like I'm in a rainforest right now, but that's okay. I don't know what's going on. I go, I go get change, whatever. We're getting starting to work, and I'm sweating, Pat. I've got, coming off the brow, and I'm like, what?
It's like Pat Lynch coming from the gym here.
Yeah. I'm like, what is going on here? And we start talking about it. He's like, you think something's wrong with the air conditioning? I'm like, my ball says something's wrong with this air conditioning.
I'm about to take my pants off. That's how bad
I
this is.
swear to God, all I kept thinking is like, it's kind of hot in here. You're gonna have to
My balls are hot, yeah.
Gonna have to do accounting from shirtless.
Mr. Anderson told me, he's like, yeah, it was pretty hot in there. It got about.
I'm surprised he didn't go back home.
He's like, I got 30 minutes in, and I had to go to the bathroom and take my undershirt off.
I'm surprised he didn't go to the bathroom.
I'm
never. Surprised you guys can go home and work. From
we weren't sure.
Peter has a great comment about that. I'll tell you about that one in a second.
So we're waiting there, and they told us 10 o'clock. So it's like 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. They're gonna come in and fix this thing. All right, cool, no big deal. We'll sit around. Guy rolls in about 10:45. All right, he's working on it. It's 1:30.
Mr. Anderson's dead.
Dude, I'm literally shirts rolled up, like my sweater's off, sleeves are rolled up. I've got a towel on me.
Dude, take us to the gun show here.
The crazy part was, you go to the washroom still has somewhat air conditioning in it. I'm literally about to drag my standing desk into the bathroom and just start working there. Like, this is how bad it is. And it also sucks going to the washroom because you go in there, it's nice and cool. You come out, you immediately hit by how hot it is, and it just starts sweating again. So it's literally 1:15, and me and my uncle were like, you can't work like this. So we literally say, we're giving it 15 more minutes, and we're about to leave. Jimbo, one of the other guys that works there, literally was getting up with his dog, and the air conditioning came on. He's like, I guess I'll
Jimbo,
stay.
nice.
I guess I'll stay. Craziest part of that whole thing, it took maybe 20 minutes for that entire office to be cool. Like, the whole area was cool.
Mr. Anderson was contemplating going to put his undershirt back on because that's how cold it got.
Yeah, they really ripped it after that. Insane.
So Peter's great comment. He comes in, so they get the air conditioning fixed. He comes in Thursday at like 6. I'm in the basement. He's like, God damn. I know it's like 105 degrees outside. What the hell are you guys doing down here? Freezing meat? I mean, you're sitting down there and like you come from the outside in, you're like, oh, this is great for like the first like 5 minutes because it's so hot. And you're like, this is great. And then 3 minutes later, you're like, I need the heat from outside to come down here and warm this basement up just a smidge.
Dude, I'm not even kidding you. Like, it wasn't even like, you come out of 105 degrees on Thursday. You come in, you think it's going to feel good for a few. I was literally I was walking down the stairs. I'm like, man, it's kind of cold down here. Like 105 to like meat locker. Like, this ain't right, coach. That is Chicago in a nutshell. It's like, I love the summer, but I couldn't imagine living in a summer where it was that hot for 20 days, 30 days in a row, like Arizona.
Oh God, no.
But I'm not like. But then you start to get hit with that little bit of that fall breeze, cold, and you're like, God damn it! I don't want to do another winter here. Like, this is gonna suck.
I don't know. I like that nice little cool down that we got last night on the way home. That was nice.
It did wake me up. Side note, well, let's walk into this. So again, we're driving home last night, and Pat, I couldn't tell you there were so many cars stranded on the road that one of the police officers we saw, I swear to God, this car was stuck in the one lane, and they're like, they got to get this car out of here. So the police officer took his car, rammed it up against his bumper, and drove, like, slowly leading him off the highway.
Yeah, this was on the 294 where they don't have the shoulder right now. So he kind of had to do that.
I thought about that, like how much of a nightmare that'd be for like, an accident or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you about. So here, let's just keep going. Stories.
We're going here.
Tuesday. This Peter's out.
Fridays with Peter.
This is a stupidity with Peter. So Tuesday. Now was it Monday? Might have been Monday. Whatever. I'm sorry. That didn't matter. But so we're driving home at night. So we've worked a long night. I kind of got lost because I was stuck on one of the jobs we were doing. I was getting really frustrated. I couldn't get it figured out, and I forgot I was going to save time, leave a little early to go get gas.
Uh-oh.
So it's 9:15.
Oh, that was definitely Tuesday.
I don't want to stop and get gas. I'm like, let's gamble. Let's try to get to the Oasis closer to our home because it's on the way home. So I'm like, this will take 2 seconds. But of course, traffic is a little nuts. It's a little slow. It went from 50. I swear to God, Pat, it went from 50 miles to 20 in less than 5 minutes, and then went to, I can't tell you how much gas you got. Good luck, champ. And I'm shitting a brick. My back is sweating like a mother. I'm gripping the steering wheel because, goddamn, do I not want to have to figure out how to get home. Somebody to give me gas at 10:30 at night. I was so pissed. I was so mad at myself. I was so mad at the situation, and I was like, "This is gonna happen. It's gonna happen."
I did go to your uncle's once on a Saturday morning. I got to the gas station on the Ogden or whatever that is there, and I was literally, I could hear the engine start to sputter.
Oh,
that's scary.
There's a butthole tightener.
Oh, the whole way, and then we got to the Oasis. Like, thank God. I had a little sign of relief. Throw the windows down. Throw on some music. I'm like, okay, we're okay. We'll get
crank
this.
that AC again.
Yeah, we're good. It was, oh my God,
We're good, baby. We're good.
what a day. But talking about that, so last night, me and Chris were like, man, I'm not even kidding, there was at least 7 cars stranded on the highway. And, like, there's just, like, yeah, we couldn't understand it. And not funny part, but sad, our buddy Frank, did you see on Snapchat? Did you watch his whole list of things?
No.
Franklin?
Oh, Franklin, yeah.
Our buddy who's been on a 3-week vacation. God bless him. When's the last time we took a week? Motherfucker's taking 3.
What is that?
Yeah, 3 weeks of vacation. So he's on his way back from.
You're saying the V word again. I've never heard that word before.
I think he's not from North Dakota, but he's
from Nebraska.
Nebraska, geez. Is that where North Dakota's or South Dakota's where Sturgis is, right?
Yes.
He's on his way back from Nebraska, driving his beautiful Indian motorcycle. Super excited. He's like, oh, I got to come back to Chicago, but thank God I get to ride my bike for 2 days. Halfway into the trip,
he also chose the hottest day, the hottest balls, so you going down the highway in
leather. Oh yeah, in leather. It's got.
Ooh, baby.
He pops his tire, gets stranded. Thank God he was by something close that he could get a hotel. He had to get a hotel at one of these, like, this is like what nightmares are made of.
This kind of reminds me when my transmission died in the middle of Madison, Wisconsin. A little bit with his story, but a little bit.
Yeah. And you just barely got lucky enough to get a rental car.
Yeah, I also got lucky that I broke right when I was in civilization still.
Yes, yeah. That's what I'm saying. So holy crap, he had to stand.
I guess you ever think about that with a motorcycle going on a long trip, like you don't have a spare.
I was thinking that. Like, so here's why I brought this up a little bit too. Is what could you do? You think? Like, was there anything else he could have done? Like, are there supposed to be patches? Are there?
I mean,
well, I'm guessing there's a AAA for motorcycles as well.
Yeah, I think he did try to call something and it didn't.
Yeah.
I'm imagining there's something like that. Maybe you have like one of those cans like that you put into like the air filler thing, and you bump that in and it keeps the. You do something with that, and hopefully get to like a gas station and it allows you to fill up your tire or something, or you got like some kind of pump that can I would have figured he would have stuff, right?
Yeah, I figured you'd have to have a patch or something like.
You have a patch, and then you have like a little like pump that you can pump the tire back up. Yeah,
and get you closer to something
that you can get like.
Because that seems you're leaving yourself very vulnerable.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing about like you don't really think about it until something happens like that.
Yeah, and they got stuck at some like crummy hotel.
I guess even the backside, because if you had to do the back tire, I believe it's like built into like the bike, so you couldn't even take it off if you wanted to very easily, probably.
Oh yeah,
that's probably true.
Yeah, you're right. How do you lift that? Yeah. And his bike's probably got to be at least 200 pounds.
Probably more than that.
Yeah. All that shit he's got on there, yeah, for sure.
For sure, it's got to be heavy. So I was like, the poor guy, but thank God he was close enough. Got to a hotel, and then he couldn't find somewhere to change his tire, and I don't know because if he's got like specific tires because of Indian, that he can't really do much. He's just kind of stuck.
Well, I wonder how many people like have motorcycle tires in like random spots. Like vehicle tires, yeah, but like a motorcycle tire is probably a little more unique.
Could be,
especially with an Indian motorcycle. It's got to be a little different. Here's the other crazy part. So think about this: we're very blessed. He's blessed. We're blessed. We all have pretty good jobs. We all have a little bit more money saved. We have some money saved.
What's money?
And think about this. You know how much it cost him to... He did this step by step.
Well, I did saw this. I was saying this because I saw this on Snapchat as well.
$100 for a taxi, Chris.
That was $150 for the taxi.
No, that was $110.
Ooh, nice.
Well, let's go the instant replay.
Yeah, $110 for the taxi. I think it was $400 for the U-Haul rental.
It was $150 for the taxi, $240 for the U-Haul and the trailer,
$55 for the ratchet set.
That is correct.
What?
Ratchet straps.
Ratchet straps.
Was it 150 in gas or 80 in gas?
94 in gas.
94
95
gas.
basically rounded up.
So he's close to like $500.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you imagine? Some people could not like
and
that.
He's leaving the bike at an Indian dealership now.
Yeah, but also Oh yeah, and then you got to think about
Like
the
literally
hotel.
outside of like the front of the dealership because it's closed right now.
Yeah,
Wow. This poor dude.
I'm saying, but think about $500 could financially ruin a lot of people in America right now.
Yeah, I mean, the odds are you probably don't have as expensive. You don't have a motorcycle like that if you don't have a little bit of money.
True, but then people get their tires blown in.
Yeah, but Peter's right. Like most people aren't like that. People don't save, and then they have some kind of unexpected thing come up, and then they're screwed.
It's just crazy to me.
Yeah,
that
I mean, a lot of people like that. That's why people don't pay rent and things like that.
Exactly.
Let's not get into that subject. It's still a little touchy.
Still a little hot.
A little touchy. Talk about getting hot. All right, so I sent you guys, we're trying to class up this podcast a little bit. Got threw out the guys some, some topics, some things to think about. And I think one thing that got this week that got people in Chicago a little hot was
the weather.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
You did leave a softball there.
Oh, easy.
Every once in a while.
Sometimes you miss. You swing and a miss. Yeah. All right.
Chris will miss the layups there.
That was a great alley-oop pass to me, and I dunked it.
Me and Chris had the bet that we've never lost at a doubles basketball match, by the way.
And we're going to retire that way.
Yes.
So you can stop playing.
Well, listen, we should probably did you guys hear about Kevin Hart? He raced an old Steelers running back. I think it was a Steelers running back.
He played for a bunch of teams, Wilson Steelers.
Okay,
you didn't take on the bus?
I took on Stephen Ridley, who played for New England, L.A., and some other teams.
I thought he played for. I thought it was.
I know who you're talking about, but I can only see him in.
I don't even know if it was Stephen Ridley, but whatever. So he. No, you're right. It might have been Stephen Ridley.
It was. I saw that.
And he.
First time was pretty close, actually. He ran twice, actually. First time the 40-yard dash was relatively close. Second time, you could see him pull up limp. He's like, ah.
But he was in a wheelchair this week.
He tore his adductor. I think he tore some abdominal muscles. He really fucked himself up.
And he was talking about how like at 40 it like really changes, and I'm like,
he's also like 45, not just 40.
It's crazy to me to think about that. Like, I'm 35, you're 37. We're getting close to that age, and it's like, we just did the Rugged Maniac, and I've never once gave any thought that I could do any real damage, like jumping, climbing, running, sliding. I never thought about it for a second.
I saw an article about that today.
What's that?
About the Rugged Maniac.
What'd they say?
It's a world record times by the McGraw brothers.
No, it was like it was something. It was I'll find it. Keep going.
Somebody got like herpes, probably.
Something similar to that.
Oh, great!
Not the one that you guys were at, though.
Oh. It's a load off my mind.
So he hurt himself really bad.
Oh wow!
And it really made me think. I'm like, crap. Do we need to be? Because we like to we'll play basketball, no problem. Probably shouldn't. We play pickleball, no problem.
Are you ever a little sore when you play volleyball next day?
Oh yeah.
And the legs, yes.
Oh yeah. But I've never like, again, like knock on wood. It's never like I've never thought about not diving for a play, jumping for the ball, running. Any of that.
until you get hurt doing one of that.
Yeah.
Then you might think.
Yeah,
twice.
then you'll question it.
And you also like Kevin Hart's like unless maybe he's kind of fallen off the fitness wagon, but he was always a guy who ran, a guy who worked out. It's crazy to me to think that just running a sprint.
Well, he could have been drunk too. Didn't run in the sprint.
It's possible he is kind of a drinker.
I mean, how many times do you challenge a random person to a 40-yard dash?
Well, he's a friend of his.
Well, I mean, still, like how often would you? Yes, that's something you're drunk. I could beat you in a 40-yard dash.
No.
Come on, let's prove it right now.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of sounds like, kind of deal.
Yeah, we probably should think about that next time we try to challenge each other or something stupid. So what is getting people hot minus the weather in Chicago is the Chicago White Sox are making some ploys. They're 6 years out from their lease, which is crazy to me that they're starting to make waves now.
I told my Sox friends this week that
I won't get that whole conversation out.
Yeah, they forgot to they forgot to fire the owner as well this week.
So the White Sox are looking to either do they want their stadium renewed or renovated. They want to find a new spot in Chicago or a suburb in Illinois or Nashville. And I think it got people caught people off guard thinking like that the White Sox could potentially move because they had always thought they would just stay in their stadium.
Does anybody go to fucking see them anyways? Who cares?
Yeah, they've never had.
I think moving to the suburbs would be better for them. They probably get more fans.
I think Well, here's the thing. So I read something on Nashville has no interest in them.
Oh, really?
Like it's not even a blip.
They probably want to. Well, because they have an ownership group already that they want to put in place, and they've got and Reiser's already there.
Yeah.
But Reinsdorf said he'd be willing to sell the team.
Yeah.
Really?
That would be the best news that could happen to the White Sox fans.
Yeah,
that's the only way that franchise.
I saw an article where he said he'd be willing to sell the team.
My favorite article this week I saw about the White Sox is they fired the president, fired the GM, and they're bringing in Tony La Russa back as a consultant.
I love it.
Really?
Yeah, I heard La Russa 3.0.
I'm like, why? What are you?
But I think they're going to move up one of the guys that they already have in the system. Like there's I forget Scott.
If he's still listening to Tony La Russa, they're just so out of date of what baseball is these days.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I wonder if the White Sox, sorry to cut you off, but I wonder if the White Sox see like kind of like the Bulls, even the Bears, not necessarily the Bears, but the Bears Stadium, the Cubs, all these places, they do all these things outside of just their regular sporting events. Like they get concerts.
Soldier Field, don't forget, is not owned by the Bears.
That's what I said. I mean, not so much the Bears, but the Bears Stadium. They get concerts there. They host other events there.
If I'm not mistaken, Reinsdorf and the Wirtz families own the United Center.
Split 50-50,
right?
Yeah.
So you get some money from concerts there.
But and he gets
but I get
for
what
other events. But I mean, like
the White Sox Stadium
you never hear anything about outside of them holding games there.
Well, they had Jake Owen play there a few weeks ago, I think, after one of the games. But here's the question: is that a place that you would want to travel to go see a concert if it was there?
If it was, I don't like the stadium as much. I don't think it's very appealing. I don't have a problem. I wouldn't have a problem going to see a concert there, considering one, you're right outside public transportation. It's not super bad to get to.
Yeah,
but you got to take the red line.
You do have to take the red line, but you're not taking the red line super far.
No, I just don't think. I think it's not like with Wrigley. You got Wrigleyville right there.
Yeah,
there you got.
I mean, it's also, but like for us, it's Wrigleyville's a lot closer than say USL or Comiskey, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I mean, for people down there, I mean, maybe if you could get like a nicer stadium that can host some of these concerts, maybe something that's got a retractable roof on it, so you can close it during the winter, have people come in and do these concerts. You may get people that like instead of.
I mean, they're going to want public funds for it. I'm guessing is what.
Well,
the issue is.
Well, that's what the thing they're doing is they're coming in with what they're doing because of the Bears. So they see they're closer.
Yeah.
They're closer to a renewal date than the Bears, and they want Chicago to focus on them first, then the Bears. And
they're not going to because the Bears make way more money than they do.
Yes, but again, it's a tradition thing, and I think the city of Chicago is going to try to make sure that they get. But they also got a sweetheart deal from Illinois. Like they got insane. Like Governor Ryan.
Yeah, the bonds for that stadium are still out there.
Did the Cubs? The Cubs did not get public money when they redid the stadium, right? They all were private, right?
They were huge. Yeah,
they wanted it. They didn't get it.
They wanted more. I think they may have gotten a little bit. But they wanted a lot more than what they got. A lot less than what they wanted.
But they were SOL because you're not giving up on Wrigley, and so Chicago had the leverage.
But they also played it smart, where they did threaten to leave to get some like actual upgrades on the outside and whatnot. Yeah. Some other things around the area.
Well, yeah, Chicago came to the board. They wanted to work with them a little bit. But you're right. I read an article on the 10 worst stadiums, and U.S. Cellular was definitely.
I didn't think it was that bad when we were there. Honestly,
it's okay. Stadium.
They had like some decent. They had a lot of food options.
Yeah,
I think it's a decent stadium. I just don't think it's like aesthetically appeasing, anything like that. It's nothing to look at.
They had to go up, and they couldn't go wide, so they had to go up. So those like high ones are like.
If you get up into like those high sections, yeah.
I mean, if you look at, the problem is also to be compared to Wrigley, which is one of the nicest venues to watch a game in the country.
Yeah, I didn't know this, but Chase Field, there's the Diamondbacks.
That's a Garbo field. They don't like it either.
That was one of the first. I think the retractable roof on that was built in 1985, and it doesn't work anymore because cables in the roof have snapped.
Just stays closed.
Yeah, and supposedly, I can't believe this is true, but supposedly, air conditioning doesn't work in there.
Ooh, that'd be better.
I don't know if that's possible. I don't.
Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't work super well, but it's got to work.
And maybe it's not the best feeling in the world in there, but like it's got to work.
Was the worst stadium the Athletic Stadium?
Oh yeah. I didn't actually go. They didn't rank them 1 to 10, but they just gave you like they say. What's funny is the Comerica Park or the Detroit's Comerica Park. I think it's what
Comerica.
Yeah, that one, and that was that architect made that building and then did a smaller version for the White Sox because the budgets were way different. But the Detroit Stadium is ranked as one of the worst.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought people liked that one.
No, Cleveland Stadium ranked as garbage. Miami Tampa Bay.
Usually Miami's because Miami's newer.
Yeah,
It's
Miami.
Yeah, but
really
Miami
newer.
is bad because, and maybe it's not the stadium. Well, they said the stadium is kind of rough. You know what? Maybe this isn't the greatest because it did say it wasn't really the stadium. I think it was that nobody goes there. It's in a bad area.
Nobody
yeah.
does go to that stadium, yeah, for sure.
So, but
Tampa,
yes.
Tampa Bay is
Same with the
notori-
Coliseum.
Tampa Bay
is
is notoriously bad too.
Oh,
Yes,
Tampa Bay
Tampa
Bay
Bay needs
Stadium
a new
is garbage.
stadium,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Which is interesting considering they have like one of the better teams.
Yeah.
They were also talking about the Angels Stadium. That one's kind of old.
That's a little outdated.
Doesn't that one have like this one with like the mountain?
Yeah, I think that one's like that was like a tie-in for like Disney World.
Disney
I think
World,
that I think that stadium's been around since like the '60s. They haven't really
Yeah.
done much to that stadium.
Wow. David, look at the Dodger Stadium. I feel like that one's kind of. It looks to
That's-
me that
I
looks
think,
old.
I think they upgraded it though. It's kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
reliving those.
That's
they
like a
upgraded.
nostalgia type stadium.
Yeah,
That's
it looks old as all get out too. Like that looks
Yeah.
like an old school stadium.
I heard the Giants one's very nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I bet.
Did you see the guys inside the park home run at the Giant Stadium?
I did not.
It ricocheted off the right center field wall, the brick wall out there. You know how they have
Yeah.
that brick wall?
Oh, yeah.
It ricocheted off, hit the top of the center field wall, and the ball rolled across the top of the center field wall. Past the center fielder was trying to go and read the ricochet. It rolled past him on the wall, fell off the wall, and kept rolling in the center field. So the
crazy.
center fielder ran past, had to run all the way
So
back.
it's not
and got-
because you're in
no,
air,
it's-
then obviously.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. To keep on sports, let's just switch the topics. But okay, so wait,
I
real
have
quick.
one more great baseball stat for
Wait,
you
hold
if you
on,
want.
real quick. What would you rather see the White Sox stay at G-rate? Would you rather them get a better stadium that would provide them with more, they'd give them a better or more people to come, like a better fan experience, or would you rather see them go to Nashville? Do you have an opinion, a feel, a thought?
I mean, if I would like to see them stay either in Chicago or in the Chicagoland area. I do think they should should get a new stadium, like get something more modern, maybe
Yeah.
something with a roof on it.
I mean, it's only really 30 years old.
I think it would be a better opportunity for them if they went to the suburbs.
I think Pat's right.
Fiscally,
I think like if they go like somewhere in the suburbs.
I think a lot of their fans are in the suburbs and they don't go to the stadium, so maybe a lot more people go if they're in the suburbs somewhere.
It's got to be on the south side, though. South
Suburbs, yeah, it'd be south. Like,
Why don't you try to use the Toyota Park that they've got there?
That's not a baseball stadium. In any
I know it's
capacity.
not a baseball stadium, jackass. I'm saying you could use that area. It's a huge area. Maybe convert that. Use that.
Go from Bridgeview to
Yeah.
Bridgeport.
Maybe.
Okay, that's good thoughts.
Where's
All right,
where's that one? Put them in Rickshon Park, or what is it called?
Oh, Richmond Park.
Yeah, put them there.
Bedford Park.
They got the water.
They got the water.
All
All
right.
right, Chris. What do you got for me, buddy?
I got an interesting fact for you in baseball. Do you know who leads the Miami Marlins in home runs since 2017?
2017. I do know this. I saw
the
this.
shortstop. No, that used to
No.
play for the Cubs.
I saw this.
Do you know who it is?
Giancarlo Stanton.
Giancarlo Stanton, who only
Hasn't played since
hasn't-
2017.
he played in 2017 for them, and then spent the next 6 years for the Yankees. He's their home run leader since 2017.
Yeah, I
in
saw
one
that.
season, though, or I mean, for like the most in one season, right?
No,
Or-
no,
for the last
most home runs
7
the last 7
seasons.
years.
Oh wow.
Nobody's gotten. He hit.
How
50
many years did he play in Miami?
He hit 59 in that 2017 season. Nobody's gotten over 59 for them in 7 seasons.
Cumulatively.
Yeah.
Dude, that team, and they're not bad right now.
They're like
Yeah.
around 500.
There's also a great stat out there, and I did
Oh, Miami. I'm thinking
Yeah.
Tampa Bay. I'm sorry.
the other
Miami
great.
sucks.
The other great. Well, they have Jorge Soler. That's why they brought it
Yes.
up.
He's
starting.
trying to catch him. He's trying to catch him.
Yeah. They also brought up an interesting stat of like Giancarlo Stanton and how much money he's gotten paid and how many per games he's played, and it's like an astronomical number because he's injured so often.
Yeah.
It's not
So-
like I don't think it's Mike Hampton bad, but it's
No,
pretty bad.
it's well
pretty
up
bad.
there. Yeah, it's borderlining on Bobby Bonilla day, like how Bobby Bonilla gets his money.
How about stress? How about you want to about highway robbery? How
Oh.
about Steven Strasburg?
Oh yeah. Is he? And
That's
he
crazy.
might not.
They
ever
signed him. They signed him for $245 for 7.
And he's
he
getting
pitched
deferred money.
31 innings only on
Yeah,
that
and
contract.
he gets deferred money on
and
that
he gets
contract.
so he's gonna they're gonna be paying him for like 20 years.
But did you hear like what came?
Yeah.
He has like
He's got serious nerve damage.
Yeah, that's huge issue that he has where he can't grip anything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oof.
Yeah, he's got some blood and like nerve disorder where he's had to have like one of his ribs removed and 2 of his neck removed.
Can you imagine those?
Yeah.
Can you imagine them like signing that contract? Like, feeling good about this. Feeling good. And he pitches 31 innings, and he's no chance he's coming back.
You gotta imagine that something came up during that physical, right?
Yeah.
You would imagine.
Well, hopefully they get insurance.
I mean,
for
it
that.
wasn't Carlos.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. Contract not insured.
Oh,
Nationals are on the hook for it. I saw that too. That was one of the tweets
I'd go
I saw.
bankrupt at that point. Jeez, that's tough.
Yeah.
Good for Strasburg. Sorry for the Nationals. Keep this beautiful sports topic. We've got
And all the sports without Joe here.
We got the fantasy football draft, as I mentioned in the beginning of this podcast. And Shaboy has got the number 1 overall pick.
Number 1.
After he defeated me in the Loser Bowl last year.
Number 1.
Nice.
What pick are you, Pat?
I think I'm 7 in that one.
7?
Oh.
How do you go from number...
Having a chance at 1.
Because this year, because it's not a keeper league, I did a randomized draft except for you.
Oh.
Because
Oh, that
nobody gets to keep
sucks.
players. So you got to pick your player,
Oh, that's tough.
and then everybody else got wherever they got landed.
Okay, so then like whoever wins the loser bowl going
And then
forward.
next year will be based on your standings finished this year because it's you have a keeper player.
Oh, okay. So every other year you'll
Every
have like a
other year.
randomized. Okay.
Yeah. Except for the Loser Bowl winner who gets to pick
Yeah.
a spot.
You know what? I've done a lot. So here's the first question: do you do any fantasy football draft prep?
I do not. I do none. No mock drafts.
Well, no, of course not. That's who's got time for that shit? But I'm saying, do you watch
I
the
guarantee you
videos?
the one guy in our league is doing mock drafts right now.
Yeah,
probably.
the one. Yeah,
One guy's for sure
Yeah.
doing it right now. Right now as I speak, he's
he's
in a
probably
mock
doing
draft.
7 or 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? But more, my thought was: do you watch? Do you listen? Do you see what's going on? What are the thoughts
I mean,
this year?
I kind of stay around football anyways throughout the offseason. What I do this time of year is I'll look at depth charts. I'll scan over the depth chart, and then if I see something that's like, oh, I didn't know that guy was there, I'll go look into that kind of thing, and I'll look at like some sleepers and like breakout candidate columns. Don't necessarily always listen to it, but at least look and see who people might be targeting.
You targeting Calvin Ridley this year?
Maybe.
Do you know who they're projecting number 1?
Justin
Jefferson. Jay Jettis.
They don't have a running back going till like 5th, I think.
That's not really most drafts it's like Jefferson, then usually Chase, and then McCaffrey is usually the third guy off the board.
I've seen it more now. It goes.
Cup's got a hamstring issue. Which you don't really know about.
I've seen where people have taken Cup first because he should be the most dynamic player on the.
His hamstring's back.
And then there's a lot of with McCaffrey, he's injury prone, and then you'd also. There's a lot more weapons in that, but then I've also heard on the same end that they're going to run their offense through McCaffrey.
They did last year.
So it's a flip on that.
If you pick McCaffrey, you better get that other guy behind his backup, Mitchell.
Yes. So I
Mitchell
was
last
so
year, that
surprised
fucker.
on just the drafting style. I can't tell you. So this one group of videos I've watched, the one dude is so high on Justin Fields, it's insane.
There are a lot of people high
Are you
on
doing
him.
the zero RB strategy?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Like
That I've heard the strategy where you draft like a bunch of receivers because receivers are a little bit more consistent, and then you take flyers later in rounds on running backs.
I mean, in my
So-
league that could work because you only have to start one receiver,
exactly,
one running
or
back.
one running back. Yeah,
so the
worked in
the
Max
mock
League.
draft
I'd be
I saw today had the first overall pick, not picking a running back till the 7th round. I was like, that would
Yeah, I don't think I'd wait that long, but
maybe the 6th round, but I was just like, what are you
I'm
talking
usually getting
about?
I'm getting somebody decent usually in the first 3 rounds that's plays running back.
The
yeah
other
you
thing
probably
is
need one. Yeah,
People take quarterbacks so early.
Well, a lot of times the rushing quarterbacks they take because they have a lot more value. A lot, especially leagues where they have like 6 and 6 for touchdowns or rushing and passing.
Yeah. See, I'm not high on.
Mine's 4 and 6 where you get 4 for the passing, 6
for the rushing.
yeah.
Okay,
I'm not high on Lamar Jackson. I think this is going to be a regression year for him.
I think he's
Yes.
an above average quarterback, but only using special.
They got a little bit. They got a little bit
Trey
more.
Lance traded to Dallas.
Yeah,
Oh,
fourth
did
round
he?
pick. Yeah, earlier today.
Fourth round pick. That's got to go down as one of the worst trades for the 49ers of all time. That to deal 3 first-round picks. Those picks come down to they got Jalen Waddle. They got
Tariq Hill.
and then Michael Parsons was when they flipped to Dallas.
Yeah.
I think for somebody.
Oh,
I think the 49ers will regret. I think Trey Lance could potentially still. I don't. How do you give up on Trey Lance and Brock Purdy? I don't think he's anything.
I mean, Shanahan's been a really good quarterback, so it's hard to. It's interesting. It's interesting.
I
it's
mean,
interesting
Brock
idea.
Purdy does just manages the game. That's what that team needs.
But
They
was it like so far gone that he just needed?
Oh,
a
I don't think that you should have traded. I don't think they should have traded him. I don't understand why Sam Darnold is their
Yeah,
backup.
how do you give Sam Darnold the backup to Trey Lance? How do you not
Well,
work?
they're probably more of a
and
similar
Trey Lance is young still.
I think that Brock Purdy, is the guy who will manage the game. He won't win you the game, but he won't lose you the game.
Yeah,
kind of like
he's like a Jimmy G.
He's that,
But,
or,
and then
kind of like the Trent Dilfer from the Ravens, where they.
Yeah, but you got Bosa holding out still, don't you?
I don't know if he's holding out, but he wants a new deal.
No, I thought he wasn't. I
think he may be ready for week 1, but yeah, he was. He's
okay, that's great. Let's not do any of the preseason, none of the stuff, and then come play week 1.
No, nobody does stuff.
Yeah.
They don't really play anyways. These much in preseason.
No, but I'm saying, but
the training camp
all
is real, though,
all the work up to that point.
The training camp is where they.
That's what I'm saying. So you're going to come in week 1, get hurt. You're already injury prone. It's not going to look good.
I thought the other Bosa was injury prone more than him.
I think I think
Joey's the one that's injury prone.
I think both have had issues. I'm pretty sure
he was the
Bosa,
defensive player of the year last year.
Well, I think he only got injured. I think the one for the 49ers got injured only the one time, but that was because they played the Giants and the Jets back-to-back weeks in the Meadowlands, and like the field was just trash.
Yeah.
That 1 year.
Good to see the other stadiums have shit surf too.
I'm trying to think.
Well, I could tell you about one down on Roosevelt and Lakeshore Drive over there that has real shit turf. You can go watch week 1 last year of that monsoon game.
Oh yeah,
I don't care what stadium you got that. Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing's hold up to that rain that came down through there.
Yeah, I think people are going to be. A lot of people are high. I don't see. I mean, everything that's coming out of training camp is Justin Fields has been mediocre at best. Like I don't see drafting him high just because he's a runner. You got to be able to throw at some point, and he's not proving that at all.
People are meatheads. What can you say?
Yeah.
People.
Well, that's not. These guys aren't Chicago guys.
Well, I'm saying that Chicago, like they're good as rushing from last year, but I don't think he's going to run as much this year personally.
Yeah.
If he does, that means it's not going to be a successful season for the Bears at all. In terms of moving them forward as a team, I don't think they're going to be a playoff team by any means, but
no,
I see them doubling their win total.
Six. Do you know what the?
I still think they could.
Yeah,
I still think they could be.
I mean, you're saying when you say double, it sounds like.
But
it's a really good deal.
I still think they could be like Detroit last year, where like they didn't
If they get some momentum,
make the playoffs,
they could steal a few games.
But they play. Like Detroit started off really crappy. They were like 2-6 or something. And they went on a tear. I could see the Bears doing something like that, but their defense.
I mean, this might be the first time you watch a Bears team where the offense is better than the defense.
Yeah.
You know what the biggest bet in the NFL right now is?
Justin Fields to win MVP?
No. It is the Bears under 7. The win total is set at 7, and all the Sharks are taking the under on that, which I'm thinking about actually taking.
I think that's right on the area where they'll be in. So it's a tough one.
Let's see. Let's see the schedule.
The schedule doesn't look good. We don't have to go through the whole thing.
I'm going to take a look.
Chris and I went through this before. I think.
Yeah, we did earlier.
We had him at like 6 or 7 wins. I think.
I don't. Yeah, it's tough. But here's the thing. I don't want to be rooting for them to lose all season. That's why I wouldn't take that bet. I wouldn't do that bet.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they're playing the NFC West. So, I mean, you're definitely losing to San Diego and Kansas City for sure. But, I don't know who else they're playing.
Maybe Kansas City will say, they'll be resting their players because they're already.
No, it's week 3.
Oh, then we're going to lose.
I mean, they're going to be missing their Chris Jones, who's going to sit out until week 8.
Yeah, but tell me who on the Bears defense is stopping Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
He's going to put up like 75 points against us.
They got a good. The problem is they can't get to the quarterback.
Yeah, well, that's a big problem.
Yeah. But they have great. They have a good linebacking core, and they have great.
But every of those, the back end gets exposed when you put no pressure on the quarterback.
Well, that's where you get to blitz the shit out of it, baby.
There is on the schedule. There isn't anybody that's like ultra scary.
I mean, their division's not scary. They could beat anybody in their division in theory. And they
Kansas City and the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't think people are giving Green Bay the credit that they could potentially.
I'm hoping Jordan Love sucks.
But I mean, Peter's right. Jordan Love could be not the best.
And if he's a game manager, their defense is
their defense is not that great. Never had a good defense.
Watch the beginning of last year. Beginning of last season, Packers defense was rough. But if you watch the last half of that, their defense came on.
Yeah, and their offense sucked.
Yeah. So if he could be a game manager, and they've put a lot of investment into that defense.
We're due for Green Bay to have some shit years here. Karma.
But here's the one last thing on the NFL. So with the number overall pick, I'll give you guys a little sneak peek, even though because Saturday's up, I will probably be taking Justin Jefferson just because I don't know. Oh
no, so shocking!
I don't know what else to. That's what everybody says to do, so I'm gonna.
That's what we were gonna do anyway.
I mean, if he's healthy, he's great.
I didn't. Well, I don't think he's had much.
No, I'm saying, but if you
never know. Everybody,
getting the first round.
There's every once in a while Cousins forgets that he's on his team and doesn't throw him the ball. But I had him last year.
There's no Adam Thielen anymore. Yeah. So
Yeah, but they do have a guy who's coming in a rookie that they think
so rookies
good.
will take them. So it still takes some time.
They still have T.J. Hawkinson, who's not bad either.
Here's the thing. So that was the thing I wanted to bring up before we end this beautiful.
T.J. Hawkinson you bring up?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I read an article on him. You know what's crazy? So two things real quick is one was a lot of people there was a lot of articles that tried to explain why you should take Travis Kelce as number 1.
If you're in the back end of the first round, it's not the worst.
No, number 1 overall, as you can see, because
That's a bit of a stretch, I think.
Somebody was arguing in like I'm in the 4th or 5th pick of the first round in the one draft, and they were arguing that Travis Kelce should be taken around there. I'm like, what?
Anything past like 6 or 7, I think you got to consider it.
Just because
I bet 7 tomorrow.
Also, because think about who else
he's leaps and bounds above that position.
Not even that, but on the Chiefs' offense, who else do they have?
Well, I got Sky Moore in one of my leagues. I'm hoping he has a decent year.
Don't they have Juju Smith-Schuster still?
No, he's in New England.
Thank you.
Who do they got?
Don't they have that guy that what's his face Max really loves from the Giants?
He's kind of hurt He's been hurt already in camp.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, you're talking about Kadarius Toney.
Yeah.
Telling you,
Kadarius Toney.
That's not a terrible pick.
No, it's
all
not
right.
in the back
but
half
they were talking about Hutchins from Detroit, the tight end, and the reason they talked about Detroit gave him up for a 2nd rounder, and it's going on right now is because his contract. They want
a contract. Yeah,
he wants an insane contract.
Yeah, no kidding.
A guy who's injury prone, who's currently out with I think a cold and some other bullshit shenanigans.
Well, it's because he's hurt, but he's not really hurt.
Yeah, and
nice.
He wants to reset the market, and the Vikings are like, crap.
They knew that when they knew that when they traded for him.
Yeah.
Detroit. That's why Detroit traded him.
Yeah, they didn't.
It wasn't because he wasn't a good player.
Yeah, craziness. I'm trying to think what else I had on that list.
The Bears are locked in with Cole Kmet. We're good to go.
What else did I send? So
you had some like comedy specials that I have not seen.
Oh yeah, we could. Pat, do you remember? I thought I
don't even know who the second guy on that list.
I knew you were gonna. That's why I tried to put everything in there because I knew your dumbass was gonna be like, "Who's this Matt McCusker guy?" That's actually we're gonna listen to that one tomorrow, so we'll talk about it next week.
We listened to Joe List last week.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna talk about Joe List real quick.
Is that the guy who I said I didn't know the one time like 100 episodes ago?
No, that was the take your shoes off guy.
Yeah, that's Rick Glassman.
There you go.
Sorry.
Joe List is from
my bad.
Is from Tuesdays with Stories with Mark Norman. Okay. And him, it's crazy. Him and Bert Kreischer had a real tiff for a hot minute. They were at Mark Norman.
Joe List and
I'm sorry, Joe List and Bert Kreischer.
Oh yeah, I saw this clip this week going around.
Yeah, and it was Joe List is kind of a very picky. He's a very picky eater, and it was a Mark Norman's bachelor party. Bert's
so I want to. I may have seen this. Is this the one where like Bert's like cooking food for them, and he's like sitting there eating, and he's like it's okay or something like that? Like I saw like some kind of clip with some kind of comedian where like and Bert Kreischer was cooking the food, and the guy's just like it's okay. Or
no,
like
that's his Something's Burning on YouTube. This is
okay. Maybe it was somebody else then that was on it, but that's what I thought.
When they went to order food and went away, right? For a bit.
Yeah. So because Bert was at Mark Norman's bachelor party, Bert tries to take over the situation. He's kind of me, like an idiot, who just tries to kind of run the show a little bit.
He's a more alcoholic version of Peter.
Yeah, way bigger alcoholic, and likes to be the life of the party. Likes to make sure everybody's having a good time. Tries to get everything done. Blah 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 blah. And Joe List is he's kind of like a Pat Lynch. He's kind of a curmudgeon.
I am not like that.
He's kind of a curmudgeon fuck.
Okay,
but funny guy. And he didn't want Thai food, so he ordered pizza, and it just was this whole thing. And so they went to go get Thai food, Bert, but then they got completely blackout drunk at this Thai place.
Oh, nice!
Come back with all his Thai food, spent like $400 in Thai food, and these guys were eating pizza, and he just blew up at Joe List about it. And so they had a tiff, and then so Bert had to and Ari Shaffir came out and just lambasted Bert. And Bert had to admit that he was an asshole about it, and he's already called and apologized to Joe List, and their relationship's fine. But at the moment, it was Bert and Joe are just the opposites. They do not need to be in the same room having a good time. They're not gonna.
Well, we learned last week.
So they're
recovering alcoholics. So yeah, they should not be in the same room.
So they're like lamb and tuna fish.
Yes, yeah. Joe List, his new special. It's on YouTube. It was good. It was. There were a few pretty good laugh out moments.
I'll give it a 6.5 to 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's definitely 6 for me. And I feel like I almost feel like these guys are pushing to put specials out each year, and I don't think they need to do that. I like the Bill Burr hone it for 2 years, sharpen that knife.
You think Bill's got to do that because he's on such a big platform? I saw like a thing they're talking about. There's really only a handful of comics that are like on that kind of like stadium level. You think there's a lot of them that are that big, but like really, it's like there's like 5 people that are like in stadiums, right? And so if you're doing that big a thing, you kind of got to really hone it and get it ready because you're gonna have you're gonna have a lot of people talking about it when you're out on the road.
That's fair, but I think Burr talks about like he could do like Joe used to do a special.
Or Birch is a better comedian, or Bill's just a better comedian.
Well, 1,000%. He's one of the best. But Joe Rogan even talks about this. Like he used to try to like or what's his face? Who did the 10 words you can't say on
Bill Carlin?
No.
George Carlin.
George Carlin.
Yeah.
He had to do a special. He felt he had to do a special of the year. And
he might have had a contract with HBO. He was on there all the time.
Bill Burr's always been like 2 years is the right amount of time because you have to craft it, you have to figure it out works, and then you get it. You sharpen that edge, and then you release it. And I feel like a lot of comedians now are getting decent ideas, getting them pretty good, getting like the crowds kind of, and then just throwing them out there and letting it go.
I mean, yeah, I would say that Burr was a good example. I think he had one was like the one that we saw. Secret Time was really good. Yeah. The one after that was okay, and then the last one I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, and it took a little bit more time. Yeah. I didn't like the one. You're right. The one we saw live was tremendous. I thought that was awesome.
That's the one that's on Netflix most recently. The one before that was like it's okay. It wasn't like his best.
Yeah. So
you gotta be more like your boy Daniel Tosh.
He does. Well, he's another one who doesn't put him out that often.
No,
he's touring constantly.
He tours a shit ton, but he doesn't put out any specials.
Mark Norman right now is doing.
Somebody he's got to make to get that money.
Exactly.
He's doing like 100-person venues right now because he's got crap. Because he just put out a special on Stoops and Nuts, and he's working on his new stuff. So instead of he wants to be on the road and doing it, he can't go to these big venues where people like the Vic. He couldn't do this.
So much of his stuff is crowd work, though. Like like a lot of his is like I think he's still trying to figure out the difference between like him doing like crowd work and coming on to act because a lot of his stuff is crowd work when he goes to smaller rooms. Like
but that's where he gets his thoughts.
That's where you get your ideas from.
But with the Vic, he did 45 minutes of stand up and then he brought into
Do you think it's like I know for Mark Norman because you play a ton of his stuff and it seems like he's on a lot of podcasts.
Well, right now because he's trying to, I'm sorry not to cut you off, but he's just trying to market his special.
I mean like he's on a lot of podcasts. Do you think that's kind of difficult for them too where like he like has like that obligation to do like that podcast with Joe List?
Yeah.
I mean I'm assuming it comes out once a week. I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe they film like a bunch of them.
They do two. So they film 1 week, they're off 1 week, they film 1 week, and they'll do like 4, which is crazy to me.
Okay, so then they can have that 1 week where they're off, going out and touring and whatnot.
Well, he tours every Thursday through Sunday, pretty much.
No matter what.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm not saying it's every week. I think he does, take some time here and there. Or he'll do like a Saturday. But a lot of the weekend he will be, and if he's not, then he's in New York. He's at the Comedy Cellar. He's at all those doing spots.
Yeah, because you see all these guys like doing all these podcasts, and you're just like, where do you find time? Like, how do you find time to go out there and do this?
You can also think it's 1 hour. Like they're not doing the editing like we do. They're just doing 1 hour a day, like podcasting.
I get that. Yeah, but I mean, like it's still when you're doing like 4 or 5 episodes in like a week, it's still kind of.
You got to hope that you hope you've seen Joe Rogan before because I don't think Joe's ever gonna tour again. There's no reason for him to ever leave his home.
I don't love his stand up anyway. So
but does he still? I thought when he would do like UFC fights, like he would do like the night before and do like a show.
Know. I have. You know what? I'll be honest. I'm saying that without. I should check and see if he's touring at all because all I see on his Instagram is he does the Comedy Mothership. And
doesn't feel like the UFC moves around as much as they used to anyway.
No, it doesn't. But
I know. When's the last time they went in Chicago?
Before the pandemic.
This is insane.
Yeah. But I mean, like they'll be in New York in November. I'm wondering if he'll do like a show out there. Maybe
we should we should like do something to say, hey, Dana, why are you?
He doesn't like the city.
Does he not? He doesn't. Or?
I have no idea.
What are we doing here?
It's too democratic for him.
But New York's not too democratic for him.
I was joking, man. But New York makes more money.
New York tax the crap out of him.
Yeah,
that's a good segue into the Republican debates that I thought were pretty pretty comical.
I did watch a 2-minute clip for you today, Peter.
Thank you, Pat.
Just
Was
for
it,
you.
was it on the Arkansas senator who got filmed once and that was it?
I didn't see that guy.
Dude, he's creepy looking.
He didn't make the top 2 minutes. Evidently.
Bro, he almost reminds me of the guy from Family Guy, the old creepy man.
Oh, Herbert.
Oh, Herbert, yeah.
I had to look up who the
Ramaswamy guy is?
Yeah,
or
I
no?
had to look who that guy was.
I don't know who he
never
was,
even heard
but
of
the
him.
article I read said he was just a placeholder for Trump until Trump decides to start debating.
Well,
he's
like a gonna
guy.
you know who's gonna take over? You know who they think the loser was Chris Christie, because I can't believe Chris
He's too
Christie.
rational.
I can't believe Chris Christie is still running for president. Like,
Well, I mean, if he's probably the most rational guy up there of the group.
you know who I didn't think was too bad actually? It was Nikki Haley. I think her name's Nikki Haley, right? Or is
She didn't make the 2 minutes, and I wasn't either.
She
yelled at the one guy once. That's all.
yeah, she was actually very sensible, very very. And I
That's
know
the last that's the last you're going to see of that person and the other person you said was
Mike
sensible.
Pence is going to basically outlaw abortion.
Mike Pence is another creepy motherfucker. Let me tell you what. Holy sweet baby Jesus.
And then you got the other dude, the DeSantis guy,
So DeSantis,
who looks like a robot up there.
That's what. Yeah. Well,
he's uncomfortable in these situations. He. You know what he said, Pat? No joke. They were talking. I don't know what they were talking about. Somehow we got into COVID, I think, and he was talking about Fauci, and he's like, Kevin, if when I'm president, you don't handle Kevin Fauci with kid gloves. You say, Kevin, you're fired. And I was just like, did DeSantis just steal Trump's line? Like, what are we doing?
Hey, if it worked for Trump, you got to work again, baby. It ain't broke, don't fix it.
And then here's the other thing. The Ramaswamy guy, he took Obama's line. And Chris Christie called him out on it.
I don't think I missed. Like I said, a 2-minute clip.
Can we build it? Yes, we can.
No, he's like, I know you guys are thinking, who's this brown guy with a weird last name? And that's legitimately exactly what Obama said when he was running for candidate. And Chris Christie's like,
Calm down, Obama.
What are we doing over here?
I think Christie's gotta be there's like I'm a sensible, normal dude out here.
I screwed up and closed that bridge the one time. Yes.
But it's like
But that's it.
Or partied on the beach while he had COVID restrictions down.
there's gotta be like a third party at some point that could bridge a gap here.
Do you know? Okay, so
You can't know because common sense gets fucking ruined.
The Virginia governor is running. He's potentially going to run under the No Labels party, and it's the No Labels means like it's a group of people who are right, left, but like
is he running against
sit
the
in the
guy that
middle.
wrote that song?
What's the song?
Clown's still left of me, Joker's to the right, stuck in the middle with you.
Isn't that guy the plant guy, the guy that sang that song that's very viral from Virginia?
Oh no, I have no idea. I thought you were talking Jason Aldean. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the other guy.
He's talking about that folky song that you had Joe play the one time.
You know the Republicans already hate him.
The guy looks like Pepsi.
For some reason, I didn't really get into it. I felt like I'm happy this guy blew up. I'm hoping he's doing. But of all these articles already, the right hates him. Like I think he's actually in for diversity, and they're like, nah, get out of here. But they're like, nah, forget that shenanigans.
Listen to his other songs, B-side. He's like, no.
No, I thought they were. Do you know what? The Ram Sam guy seemed kind of like. I could kind of see why people get, and then you know what he's like
the anti-woke culture guy, right?
Yeah, and then
kind of platform.
And then they asked him about climate change. He's like, I'll tell you how it really is. Climate change is a hoax. And I'm like, well, you're done. Because it's come to Chicago right now. It's 105 degrees for no reason. Like, this is asinine.
Go tell the people of Hawaii. Go tell Phoenix that it's not. There's no such thing as climate change where it's 160 during the day.
131 in that desert. I forget what the name of they call it in California.
Death Valley.
131. They're taking pictures.
Death Valley for a reason.
Yeah, 131 degrees. 150 degrees. Is not sustainable for life.
Ooh, baby.
Climate change is a hoax.
It's a hoax, bro. You don't know.
Pence kept trying to fight Ron. I thought they were actually going to fist fight. It was an absolute joke. I would
have paid for that.
It was.
They did ask. I think they asked if Trump was the elect for the thing, like how many up here would support him.
They talked about
six of them raised their hand.
And DeSantis had to look at everybody first, and then he's like,
"Oh, we're doing this, okay."
We're doing this.
So 6 of them did it. The rest of them said no.
Yeah, it's silliness, and it's going to be Trump. Trump took his photo op this week.
He looked.
I mean, why didn't he smile in it? I mean, you're the first president to be, besides maybe Nixon. I don't even think Nixon got
arrested. He resigned first.
Exactly. You got
Could have been Clinton.
You got arrested, and you got to take a mugshot.
Got a blowjob in the Oval Office.
I mean, that's not illegal.
Well, he perjured himself about
That's
lying
it.
about
You're right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He perjured himself.
Yes, yeah, he did lie about that.
You should shake hands with that man. But
sexual relations is a broad term.
Yeah, with a subordinate is frowned upon.
No, that's true. I get it now. Yes, you're right. I forgot that he had lied about it. He literally said to the American people,
"Yeah, I did not have sexual relations
with this woman." Yeah.
But he's like, "I didn't think sexual relations meant a blowjob." Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
he should have.
Get a Humber in the Oval Office.
If I was Trump, I would have been smiling in that picture. You should have smiled.
Yeah, that's.
He should have wore his MAGA hat. That would have been better.
Do you think you brought the Secret Service with him?
Sure. Got to protect him in prison.
These guys are coming with me.
He actually did. This is how sad America is. So I think there was like 13 people indicted. I didn't.
Giuliani, he was about to die in this picture.
Oh, he looks terrible. But out of the 13, I could be wrong. It's 13. Out of all the people who were indicted, guess what? The only person who went to jail was.
I know there was a priest that got arrested with it.
Oh God!
Is that the right one?
No, the only person to go to jail was a black man. Like, why?
You think that guy sitting in prison like this is some bullshit?
they got him up.
I have no idea why or what, but it was an article that says, why is the only guy out of the Trump indictment is black who went to jail? And you're like, this can't
they got him. They got him on some trumped up charge, baby. Some trumped up charge.
Could he not afford his bail? Maybe I don't know.
I should have read it, but I just like Jesus Christ.
They probably got him confused with somebody else, and like he's actually got to go to jail.
Just get an outstanding warrant for something else.
Oh man, just insanity. All right, let's liven this. Let's make this podcast down on a happy note. How's that sound?
Terrific.
All right, Chris, did you have anything you want to bring into the podcast? How you doing?
I did. I did earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
Giancarlo Stanton stat.
That's pretty nice of you. Pat, did you bring anything to the podcast? Never.
I listened to your. I listened to a clip for the Republican debate.
I do appreciate that. How was Garfield mixing in with the new clan?
He is not mixing with anybody apparently.
Pat's a crazy cat lady now.
Wait,
he's
just
got 3.
You got him.
He's in the spare
quarantine.
Bedroom. Yeah, he's in the spare bedroom.
How's it like?
He's in solitary.
He's zonked out. He's like so drugged up from the drugs.
Oh, dude, I'm already nervous about Elmwood. He is so loud. I'm like, bro, what are we doing here?
Well,
like,
it's very because he can find once you get him like out there, he'll be fine.
We let him like do a little tour of the house. I'm like, what are you doing?
King of the castle. King of the castle.
That's what he goes. He's just walking around like super. And of course, for the love of God, all these cats love Lauren to absolute death. I come in there and he's like, nah.
Who is this idiot?
Nah, bro, come on, we'll have some here.
Get out of here.
He seemed pretty happy to see me.
Wow. I'm like, what in the?
King of the castle.
I'm surprised he's not drugged out like ours is like. I mean, he.
Oh, this
I
dude
put him on
was
the
so
bed.
happy.
He's like out.
No, him and Lauren are. We're trying to figure out how to introduce him to Patches. Patches doesn't want to.
Keep the name on. What are you changing it up?
Oh yeah, Elmwood for sure. Oh yeah, love that name.
What are you changing this cat's name to?
I don't know. It's not gonna be Garfield though.
El Gato. El Gato Gordo.
El Gato Thrace.
All right, let's see here. Paralyzed woman speaks with brain signals turned into talking avatar and world first. Wow.
ChatGPT sounds like there.
Paralyzed woman speaks with brain signals. Joe Rogan sent a clip out that some guy sang a song from his brainwaves. Like, and you could, like, they played the song.
They can translate it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's insane.
That is kind of interesting.
Ooh, Barnacle. What's up?
I wonder what song it was.
I didn't read the article. I should do better on that.
Probably a Bon Jovi song.
Dude, I did a seminar today, an hour seminar on ChatGPT and how it could help our accounting firm. It's pretty interesting, Pat.
It's going to steal all the social security numbers and hold them for ransom.
Yeah. Immediately the guy said, don't put any finance or any like pertinent information on here. Oh, that's kind of cool. Scientists regrow retina cells to tackle leading cause of blindness using nanotechnology.
Oh, nice.
Dude, the world is crazy.
Cure blindness. I like it.
Is it a llama or is it a horse? An incredible spotless giraffe was born. I think that was in Tennessee. Yeah, in the Nashville Zoo.
So they got rid of kind of like the stripe. Or
it's
no,
all one. It's one solid color. So
spotted, right?
Yeah, they are spotted. I thought for some reason they had like little stripes everywhere, not spots. Yeah. No, I know what zebra is, asshole.
Ooh, 4 decades of data suggest Pacific coral reefs can assimilate to warmer oceans and resist future bleaching.
Oh, hopefully you're just gonna
Nice.
they're only going to get warmer, so that's a good thing.
Well, I saw
No.
it. I saw
Global warming is a hoax.
Yeah.
Right, yes, it's a hoax. That's why I walked out. That's why the other day when I walked to the train, I was literally looking like I just ran a marathon.
I mean, you were wearing a winter coat for what I might understand.
I brought a second shirt to work because I knew I was going to be sweating so much on the walk over there.
Oh, jeez.
You were wearing a parka. We get it.
I saw a article of a scientist in 1985 who started the kind of started the warning bells of like, hey, we're kind of warming up. There's a lot of carbon in the atmosphere. Maybe we should start doing something.
Did they burn him at the stake?
Yeah, they were literally ready to kill him.
They're like, shut up.
And he just and he did it.
Shut up.
Come on, Meg. They did a thing with him recently with Congress, and he's like, hey, we probably have 30 years to reverse this or we're effed.
Did you walk in, pick the mic up like I told you?
Is it kind of like The Simpsons where Homer becomes the garbage commissioner and like he does such a shit job?
Oh, yeah.
And then he gets the other guy comes in and he's like, I'm not much for speeches. You're screwed. And then he walks off and they're like, yeah, he wasn't much for speeches.
Oh, this is so dumb. Largest search for Loch Ness Monster is using volunteers for a scientific study of Britain's largest lake this week.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it. I like where resources are actually going to.
Maybe they'll find it.
Did you guys see that India was the 4th country to land on the moon?
I did.
On the South Pole, too. They didn't put people on there. They put a craft.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
India.
Yeah.
Good for them.
They got a lot of people, man.
They do. They got very smart people. It's just I didn't think they would do they had the resources or really wanted to deal with it.
NASA outsourced some of their tech work there, and that's how they got it up there.
Smart move.
All right, we'll end on this one. A 90-year-old woman celebrated her 90th birthday
by kicking the crap out of somebody.
By Pat Lynch, no, by jumping out of a plane at 12,000 feet. This
crazy.
Her goal is to get to 1,000 jumps or like skydives. She's been doing it for her whole life, and she just did went out of 12,000, but she wants to get it to 1,000 before she dies.
Do you know how many she's at currently?
I think she had like 700.
Oh,
she had a
wow.
lot of work to do.
Good for
not too much.
Not too much, but yeah,
that's a lot of jumps.
It's not like it was her first one. She wants to get to 1,000.
Yeah.
You started a little late. There. You may want to trim that goal down.
It's every day, another one, Devin, and another one,
and another one. And you know what I think about that 700? Like like the guys from World War II, the paratroopers who landed, all those guys had but later in life had major issues in their legs and their spine because of the impact. Like they didn't today. I think it's a lot easier on you, but it's still not that great. But when they were doing it in World War II, they were hitting like
you were hitting like thuds.
But you weren't getting shot at like when you're doing nowadays. You were getting shot at back then too.
But yeah, but that doesn't really impact your.
Well, if your parachute gets hit and things like that.
You're right. But I think those guys probably.
You're also trying to get down as fast as possible.
Yeah.
You're not la da 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 da.
You're not worried about your landing. You're worried about getting to the ground. Faster, baby.
Faster, baby. Faster. Oh man! On that beautiful note, thank you, boys, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again for joining us on a beautiful Friday night pregame. As we would like you to do for us, do us a favor: hit that like, subscribe. What do they need to do, Chris?
Ring the bell.
Comment. Get us in that algorithm.
Email Pat Lynch.
Tell us what you liked. Tell us who you would draft first in your fantasy football. We'd love to know that, actually. I got one more draft, so if you want to help a brother out.
Max will definitely respond to that comment.
There you go. Make sure to reach out to Pat at the SMP podcast at gmail.com. Enjoy yourselves pregame responsibly and have a wonderful last couple weeks of summer here.
Bye.